Hi, I'm Mari Perron, and I'm here in my home in January of 2015 to talk to my dear friend Christie Lord.
Hi, Mari.
Hi,
It was
Christie.
back in 2000 that I first met you, when you came to the very first Course of Love group that ever met.
Mm-hmm.
It was in my coffee shop. I owned a coffee shop at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a small group, and we were reading from spiral-bound copies. And from that first time, I really liked you. But I wanted to ask you a little bit, because this is fascinating to me now. I wanted to ask you what drew you to the group and what you can remember from all those years ago of, arriving that first time and the feeling of being there, and what was it a surprise what A Course of Love was about? Or
Wow, that feels like a past lifetime.
I know it does.
This is 2015.
Yeah.
I was on a search then. I was quite lost then, and what drew me was just the topic, love.
Mm.
Oh, of course, of love. How can I go wrong here? This is what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Just love wherever I can get it.
Yeah.
And the coffee shop was very intimate, remember, and the group was small, and had your manuscript, and fascinated. This is channeled back then. Channeled was radical.
Mm.
Now,
Did you know before you came that it was
Yes.
channeled? You did. Okay.
And so that was fascinating, and I, of course, believed it. What I didn't know was what I was in for. I didn't know. I didn't know that I wasn't going to instantly feel good, like sometimes you do when you experience love in a different form directly through an opera or an experience that
Lifts you up.
lifts you. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to be What I loved the people that were there, and I loved the text. It was a little bit heady for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it took me many readings, and even now in this last hearing the taping, it's very different to me.
Mm. You're talking about the audio. That's
The audio,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it. I didn't understand it. I just kept coming because it was A Course of Love, and I was committed right away. I knew this was the truth, and I knew I was called, but it didn't make me feel great. Did I keep coming? I kept coming because I felt called, and I didn't know. There was no pull at my heart,
Sure.
even though I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm. I think I felt kind of similarly.
Yeah,
And
and obviously we both couldn't respond.
Well,
to
actually, that's
anything.
one of the things that drew me to you.
And I've always said this to you, that I loved your self-expression, and you would always seem to be having a hard time at it. You would kind of grasp for your words, and then when you finished saying what you said, you'd usually say something that would be sort of like a put down, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, you know?
Right.
And I'd be sitting over here but having my socks knocked off by what you just said. And so I really loved you for that. You had a sense of vulnerability, and I think because I identified, I felt so
And
much
then
the
it
same
wasn't
way.
until, in my memory, it was about a year later, when the treatises were coming out, that you came back to the shop. I think maybe don't know in my mind the exact order of things, but I remember this day, we were having a little book signing for the treatises, and you came in, and I told you, and I don't know why I told you, but I said, I'm having this throat thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, now I do. Yeah, we
And
were
you
standing
said,
by the wall.
Yeah, and you said, oh, I've had that too. And I said, let's talk. And that was kind of the beginning of our more intimate friendship. And we both had these voice issues.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because
And
I've been having that again recently.
you have physical.
Whenever I felt like I had something, this is mine to say,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say it. Sorry, cameras. But feeling like, oh, it's come around full circle. Now I know. This means clearly that I'm trying to get my authentic voice out.
Yes.
And it's important to me.
Yes.
So yeah, I forgot about that way back then.
Well, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And I think partially because what I feel that we're beginning here is a series of dialogues. And I would call it, the dialogue series because of A Course of Love, and the last book being the dialogues, which you and I both love more than, any other portion of the course. And it's you and me that gave it, when it first came out, in the little self-published book, we named it, gave it the subtitle of Coming to Voice. I mean, this has been our quest for all this time, is coming to voice.
Well, one of the things I've been thinking about lately, and it started from just a minor health problem, but I had this feeling of, I could die now, and I'd be happy with, the life I've lived or whatever. And at least in recent years, if not, my whole entire life, but I think it kind of washes backwards. But the other side of that is sort of, any of us could die at any time. And there are things that I don't know why exactly, but that I want to record. I want to record, I want a record of this friendship that we've shared. I want a record of more things about A Course of Love. And I'm really interested in this topic we share about coming to voice. And I know when I first experienced it, I was with actually one of my other very good friends, Mary Love, when I felt like I kind of discovered the problem. And I can't remember exactly what the circumstances were, but somebody was coming over for dinner and I needed to be ready. And I was just so upset about this throat thing. And what it was every time I'd get tired, my voice would just fade away. And but it was so much more than that. It was that self-expression. And anyway, so I was telling her about this and I started to cry. And I said, oh my God, that's exactly what my throat feels like. Is like when you need to cry, but you won't let yourself cry.
You're all choked up.
That sort of tightness, And what I've been thinking recently is that, what A Course of Love talks about primarily is love and being who you are, and kind of the link between those two things. And I've been thinking that, in a way, what I've been most afraid of all my life is being who I am. And those instances, especially when I have to dare to be who I am, when I have to say something difficult or something that no one else thinks is true, or, and I also think that we have shared that. Do you think so?
Dare to say what you...
To be who you...
To
express.
I mean,
this is about expressing who we are.
And also to just live who I am.
Yes.
To just live life. I've been afraid of that too, but definitely to sort of. I haven't even. It's been buried so deep, because of it's so alien to this culture, my voice, that it is so hard for me to even find it. And I'm kind of at a point now where I don't care. I mean, it's
good.
Yeah, it's like it's a place where words. I think I've learned so much from the little autistic kids I lived with, the nonverbals, who were in a place where words were so superfluous, too much. And the one actually went like that to me one day. Shut up, But I go, I understand. Thank you. There's so few words that really need to be said. And so, but I want to know which ones I want to say instead of going along with what I think is socially expected of me or something, but.
Or what we think in general, rather than what we feel. What our hearts have to say.
Listen, exactly.
And that's what the autistic kids brought for
They
you.
don't bring anything out that isn't essential.
Mhm.
And so that's my desire, is to find what is essential and authentic,
Yes.
you know. So yeah.